Peace, peace, family. First thing first, morphology is very important on a biological scale when dealing with finding the origins of who you are. It's a difference between Native Americans and Paleo-Americans. Paleo-Americans is a term given to the first people who entered the American continent during the first glacial episodes of the late Pliocene period. They were known as the Black Polynesians or the Aboriginal Australians. These people are indistinguishable from Africans in Africa today. The people that we call Native Americans are later Asian migrants who came to America. This group includes East Asian blacks, such as the ancient Shane and German people, who originally had dreadlocks. The original people of the Americas are the Black Paleo-Americans. They were the first human inhabitants of the hemisphere. Evidence of their habitation is found in 11,000-year-old Luzia in Brazil and a 12,000-year-old Naya in Mexico. These people came from Australia and the Pacific Islands as early as 50,000 years ago. Next into the American hemisphere were the Clovis culture, who were migrants from Asia that came to this land 12,000 years ago. Around 12,000 years ago on the Asian continent were blacks of Negroid and Mongoloid phenotypes. So on that note, both phenotypes came across the Bering Strait. If you notice today that Chinese people have been becoming more lighter over the last few millennia, this means that they can no longer be called the yellow race because now it's a pink color to the Chinese people, which make them look more Caucasian than Asian. When white Europeans first came to America, the Mongol Americans, who the Black Americans ruled over, joined forces with the white Europeans and brought down the original Black American empires that was already here. For example, in Mexico, the white Europeans tell a story of how 600 Spanish conquerors defeated the Aztec army. Now they are admitting that 50,000 Indians joined forces with the Spanish in battle for the Aztec city of Tenochtitlan. Now, once the white Europeans admit that the Aztec were black people, that would be their first true history. Now this is where it gets interesting at. Whites reneged on their promises to the black Mongol Indians, which is why black Mongol Indians sued the Spanish courts for the benefits that they promised, and they lost the case. This case can be found in the documentation of the litigations over the rights of natural lords in earlier colonial courts in Indus. This is why people in the U.S. today, Mongol-type mulatto Indians and their white brotherhood often try to stop blacks from joining these tribes of today. European descriptions of first contact tells us that the pre-colonial North America, which includes New Mexico, the United States and Canada, was inhabited by black Indians and dark-skinned Indians who inspired the term red man. Why the term red man? Because when brown people spend too much time in the sun, their skin has a red hue. This is how I know for a fact that white Europeans of today are Central Asian albinos, because they used to wander all over Asia before migrating to Europe. It's ancient Chinese artifacts that shows white European type people presence in Eastern China. By them being the albinos of Asian blacks and Mongol type people, they had to cross the Bering Strait with their mothers and fathers. Wherever a black mother goes, albino child fathers. This is how I know for a fact genetically that all people who's on the American continent, whether North America or South America, ancestors are from Asia. Mitochondria, haplogroup A, B, C, D, and X. Origins are from Asia. White DNA, haplogroup Q, C, and R. Origins are from Asia.